What if I told you there was a moment, one explosive, gut-wrenching moment, when Eminem was ready to walk away from 50 Cent forever? Yes, the same 50 Cent he discovered, mentored, protected, and built an empire with. Fans are shocked, insiders are whispering, and industry legends still refuse to speak on it publicly. But behind closed doors, the tension was real. The loyalty between these two hip-hop titans was pushed to its absolute breaking point after a chain of events involving betrayal rumors, business backstabbing, and even personal family drama. It got so bad, Eminem reportedly told his team, "I'm done. I can't trust him anymore." Imagine that. Shady records without 50 Cent. No G-Unit domination. No legendary duo. Everything they built together, almost destroyed in one night. Sources say voices were raised, fists nearly flew, and phones were slammed. It wasn't just business. This was personal. Even Dr. Dre tried to step in, but by then it might have been too late. What really happened? What could possibly make Marshall Mathers, the most loyal figure in the game, turn his back on the one artist he believed in the most? Tonight, we're uncovering the shocking truth. And once you hear it, you'll never look at their friendship the same way again. It all started with a silence. Not the peaceful kind. Not the relaxing, calm before the storm type. No, this silence was heavy, awkward. Unspoken tension filled the room like smoke. The kind of silence where everyone knows something is wrong. But no one is brave enough to say it out loud. Eminem sat in the corner of the studio, elbows on his knees, staring at the floor. 50 Cent leaned back on the couch, arms folded, watching Eminem carefully. This wasn't the energy they were known for. Usually when these two were in a room together, it was jokes, beats, ideas, brotherhood. But today, you could cut the tension with a knife. "Yo, what's going on between them?" one of the engineers whispered to another in the hallway. "I don't know," the other replied. "But something's off. Fifth been moving different. Em ain't saying much. Dre's trying to calm things down, but..." He lowered his voice. "I think this is serious. How did we even get here?" To understand this moment, you gotta know where it all started. The beginning. Back when 50 Cent was a street legend trying to break into the mainstream, but every label was too scared to sign him. He had enemies, he had controversy, he had a target on his back. But Eminem? He didn't care. He heard How to Rob and said one thing: "This dude is special." Eminem brought 50 to Dr. Dre. They co-signed him. They built an empire. Shady X Aftermath X G-Unit became a force, and together, they dominated. The industry couldn't compete. They made history. But as the years passed, success brought something darker. Ego, jealousy, money, and outside voices feeding the fire. At first, it was small things. Missed calls, postponed meetings, miscommunications, stuff you brush off. But slowly, that brotherhood started turning into business. And when business gets messy, friendships bleed. It all came to a head when 50 started expanding G-Unit Entertainment. New deals, new partnerships, new artists. Nothing wrong with that, except he made one move. Without telling Eminem. A big one. He signed a major distribution deal with another company, one that wasn't fully aligned with Shady Aftermath. And when M found out, he wasn't just surprised, he felt betrayed. Because to Eminem, loyalty is everything. One of M's longtime managers said, "Marshall doesn't care about fame or money as much as people think. He cares about trust. If you go behind his back, it cuts deep." So when he heard about the deal, he pulled 50 aside. "Why didn't you talk to me first?" Eminem asked, calm but stern. 50 shrugged. It was just business. Eminem's jaw tightened. "We built this together. How is something this big just business?" 50 leaned forward. I'm not your artist anymore. I'm a boss too." That line hit the room like a gunshot. Eminem didn't yell. He didn't argue. He just walked away. And when Eminem walks away, that's when you know it's bad. Later that night, Dr. Dre called a private meeting. He knew things were spiraling, and if anyone could fix it, it was him. Dre is the glue. Dre is the mediator. But even he was nervous. "All right," Dre said as M and 50 sat across from each other in the studio. "Let's talk this out before it gets worse." M stayed quiet. 50 leaned back, expression unreadable. Dre continued, "We started as a team. This is family, but recently y'all feel distant. What's going on?" Silence again until Eminem finally spoke. "I feel like he doesn't need me anymore." The room froze. 50 looked at M. "What are you talking about?" Eminem's voice was low, but emotional. "Everything we built, it doesn't mean anything if we stop being real with each other. You're making moves behind my back. You're keeping secrets. You're treating this like a hustle, not a brotherhood. 50 shook his head. I've always needed you, but I can't ask you permission for every business move I make. I'm growing too. Growing? Eminem snapped, his calm cracking. Or leaving. The temperature in the room dropped. Dre stepped in quickly. Yo, no one's leaving anybody. This is miscommunication, not betrayal. But Eminem looked away. Feels like betrayal. Meanwhile, outside the studio, rumors were spreading. Blogs started speculating, is G-Unit leaving shady? Is Eminem being pushed out? Social media was buzzing. Fans noticed they weren't appearing together as much. No new collaborations. No interviews. Something was off. Y'all feel that? A fan tweeted. Em and Fif don't seem cool no more. What's happening? Inside the industry, people whispered that 50 was becoming too powerful, too independent, and Em didn't like losing control. Others said Eminem was too sensitive, too emotional, and couldn't accept 50 evolving. But the truth was deeper. It wasn't about power. It wasn't about money. It was about respect. Eminem felt like 50 was forgetting who was there when no one else believed in him. And 50 felt like Eminem still saw him as a little brother who needed guidance, when in reality, he was an empire of his own. Their relationship hit a crossroads, and then it got worse, because someone else got involved. A third party, a voice whispering in 50's ear, feeding him misinformation, telling him that Eminem was trying to limit him, trying to control his moves, trying to hold him back. Em wants to keep you under his thumb, the source allegedly told 50. He's scared of you outgrowing him. That seed of doubt? It grew fast, just started questioning. Is Em really happy for me? Or does he just want me where he can see me? Meanwhile, someone else was whispering in Eminem's ear too. Fif don't respect you anymore, they told him. He's moving behind your back. He's building his own thing. He's giving interviews about how he made himself. He barely even mentions you, another seed planted. Both men, once inseparable, were now surrounded by people who benefited from them being apart. Divide and conquer. Then came the breaking point. A major G-Unit event was happening in New York. Media, cameras, celebrities, huge moment. Eminem was invited, but he didn't show up. Fans noticed immediately, where's Em? Why isn't Eminem supporting 50? This is weird. 50 called Eminem after the event. Why didn't you come? Eminem didn't hesitate. Why should I? 50 paused. Because we always show up for each other. Eminem replied coldly, do we? That conversation ended with a click. No goodbye. No see you later. Just silence behind the scenes. Eminem told his team something no one ever expected to hear. I think I'm done, he said. I can't keep pretending everything is fine. If this is how it's gonna be, I'm walking away from the whole situation. His team froze. You mean 50? Eminem nodded slowly. Yeah, 50 G-Unit, all of it. Are you sure about this? Someone asked softly. Eminem stared straight ahead. I've cut people off for less. And he meant it. This wasn't anger. This was pain. The kind that comes from feeling like the person you trusted most stopped caring. But what Eminem didn't know, 50 Cent was also having second thoughts. Late at night, alone, he replayed everything in his head. The come up, the struggles, the loyalty, the wins, the protection. When the industry turned its back on him, Eminem stood in front of him like a shield. Did he really want to risk losing that? He poured himself a drink and stared at his phone. One message, one call, that's all it would take. But pride is dangerous. Instead of calling Eminem, 50 called someone else. And that decision, that single phone call, would change everything because the person he called had an agenda. And once they got involved, there was no turning back. The night 50 Cent picked up his phone, he could have called Eminem and fixed everything in 5 minutes. But he didn't. He hesitated, stared at M's name on his screen, then scrolled right past it. Instead, he called someone else. Chris Lighty's former associate, Marcus Tone Rawlings. Tone wasn't just any industry figure. He was smart, connected, and had a reputation for getting in people's heads. He was known as a strategist, but some called him a manipulator. He understood one thing better than anyone. If you want to control a king, you isolate him from his allies. When 50 reached out, Tone was ready. Yo, I've been hearing things, Tone said casually. You and Em good? 50 exhaled. I don't know, man. He trippin'. acting like I owe him my every move. Tone chuckled. That's because deep down, Em don't see you as equal. 50 paused. What? Tone's voice lowered. Think about it. You built your own empire. You a boss now, but to Em, you still that artist he signed. He wants to feel needed. So the second you make a move without him, he feels threatened. 50 didn't respond. But that line hit. Tone kept pushing. He ain't mad you made a deal. He's mad you didn't ask for permission. Facts, 50 said, pacing. That's what I've been saying. Bro, Tone whispered. Em ain't your partner. He's your ceiling. That sentence poisoned everything. Meanwhile, back in Detroit, Eminem was dealing with his own storm. Haley noticed it first. Dad, you okay? You're quieter than usual. Eminem forced a smile. Yeah, just thinking. She sat beside him. Is it work or 50? Eminem glanced at her in surprise. How'd you know? Because every time something's wrong with you, it's either music or someone you love. That hit him hard. Haley continued. Uncle 50 isn't just an artist to you. He's family. Eminem sighed. Was? She repeated. So you're just done? Eminem didn't answer. Because he wasn't sure. He felt betrayed, but he also felt guilty. Maybe he had been controlling. Maybe he did hold on to 50 too tightly. Maybe Tone wasn't the only one whispering. Maybe his own insecurities were speaking too. I don't know anymore, he finally said. But I don't like the person I'm becoming around him. A few days later, 50 made a move that sent shockwaves through the industry. He announced his new label expansion with a different distributor. And he didn't mention Shady Records at all. Reporters instantly asked, does this mean you're leaving Eminem? 50 smirked. I'm just doing what's best for business. That one sentence, the media ran with it. Headlines blew up. 50 Cent distancing himself from Eminem. G-Unit cuts ties with Shady. Eminem losing his biggest ally. Fans were losing their minds. What is going on? Say it ain't so. If Em and Fifth beef, hip-hop is dead. Memes started. Reaction videos popped up. Podcasts debated the downfall of one of hip-hop's greatest duos. Everyone had an opinion. But the worst part? Eminem found out on Twitter. He saw the announcement live, just like everybody else. He sat frozen. His fist clenched, and then... He really did it, Em whispered. He really left. One of his managers walked in at the wrong time and instantly knew something was wrong. You good? Eminem didn't yell. He didn't cry. He just stared at the screen. I'm done trying, he said. This confirms everything. Back in New York, 50 was shocked at the chaos online. But instead of fixing it, Tone leaned in deeper. The chaos online. But instead of fixing it, Tone leaned in deeper. Don't say nothing, Tone advised. Let them talk. Let the world see you don't need him. But I don't want it to look like we beefin', 50 said. Tone smirked. Who said y'all beefin'? You just growing. If Em got a problem, that's his insecurity. 50 was torn. The logical part of him wanted peace. The prideful part wanted to prove a point. And pride was winning. A week later, 50 was invited to a major radio show. And this is where everything exploded. The host went straight for the drama. People are saying you and Eminem fell out. What's the truth? 50 grinned. Ain't no fallout. We just on different paths. I'm not under nobody. I run my own ship. The host smirked. So you're not aligned with Em anymore? 50 shrugged. We'll always be cool. But I don't answer to nobody. Boom! Those words hit the internet like a bomb. Social media went crazy. 50 basically said Em ain't his boss. He sounds ungrateful. Is he throwing shade? Clips went viral. Everyone had their own interpretation. But inside Em's camp, they took it as disrespect. One of Em's close friends stormed into the studio. You gonna let him talk like that? Eminem didn't respond. He said you want control. He said you're holding him back. He's rewriting history. You made him! Eminem stood up slowly. I never made him, Em said quietly. I gave him a platform. He made himself. His friend shook his head. Man, you better clap back before people think he's right. Eminem turned away. I don't do public drama. But that wasn't entirely true. Because right now, he was hurt. This wasn't rap beef. This was personal. Behind the scenes, things only got worse when G-Unit insiders started talking. Rumors spread that 50 was planning to remove Shady Aftermath from his back catalog contracts, meaning future royalties wouldn't include Eminem or Dare. When M heard that, he lost it. "He's erasing us now?" Eminem said, slamming his fist on the table. "After everything? After we protected him, fought for him, defended him?" For the first time, Eminem raised his voice. Not in a song. In real life. "I'm done," M said. "I don't care anymore." He wants freedom? Let him. I'm walking away. And this time, he meant it. No hesitation. No second thoughts. He told his lawyers to start making calls. He told his team to cut ties quietly. This wasn't a pause. This was a break. Meanwhile, 50 started noticing something strange. Business meetings got colder. Industry allies became distant. Some DJs stopped playing his new records. Certain opportunities suddenly disappeared. His assistant pulled him aside. I don't know how to tell you this, but I think M might be freezing stuff." 50 frowned. "What do you mean?" "Not directly, but people don't want to upset shady aftermath. They're choosing sides, and they're not choosing us." 50's eyes narrowed. "Why would M sabotage me?" His assistant hesitated. "Because he thinks you betrayed him." 50 sat in silence. "Betrayed?" he muttered. "After everything I did for him?" Tone laughed when he heard this. "He's just salty you finally standing on your own." But deep down, 50 wasn't sure anymore, because even with all the tension, Eminem had never tried to destroy someone out of spite. Something didn't add up. One night, 50 sat alone in his mansion. No music, no noise, just thoughts. He scrolled through old photos. M and him on stage, laughing backstage, shooting music videos, celebrating wins. Memories hit different when you're losing someone. He opened a video clip from 2003. Eminem on stage introducing him to the world. "This is the future. This is my brother. I believe in him more than anyone." 50 paused the video. "Damn," he whispered. For the first time, guilt crept in. Did I really handle this right? He closed his eyes. He knew the answer. No, but pride. Pride wouldn't let him admit it out loud. So instead of calling Eminem, he did something worse. He went on Instagram Live, and what he said next would take this drama from private pain to public war. The internet was already on fire, but 50 Cent was about to throw gasoline on it. He opened Instagram Live late at night. No promo, no warning, just raw energy. Thousands, then tens of thousands of viewers rushed in within seconds. Everyone knew something was coming. 50 leaned back in his chair, calm, too calm. "So I see everybody talking," he began. "People got my name in their mouth saying I switched up on M, saying I'm disloyal, saying I forgot who helped me." He smirked. "Let's get something straight. I don't owe nobody my life." The comments exploded. "Whoa. He talking about Eminem? No way." 50 continued. "When I met M, I was already him. I was already a problem in the streets. I already had the buzz. Yeah, he gave me a platform, but I made that platform money." The chat went crazy. "Nah, he buggin'. 50 ungrateful? This about to get messy." 50 wasn't done. "People act like I should bow down forever. I respect M, always will. But don't ever think I needed someone to babysit my career." He leaned forward. "And if he got a problem with that, he can talk to me directly instead of sending people to block deals behind the scenes." Boom, that last line, nuclear. He just accused Eminem of sabotaging him in the industry. That was war. Within minutes, clips of the live were all over Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Every blog posted it. Every podcaster had an emergency live stream. 50 Cent says Eminem blocking his business? This just turned into real beef. Dre needs to step in ASAP. Fans were going insane. Please tell me this ain't real. They were brothers. My childhood is dying in front of me. People were tagging Eminem nonstop. Respond. Say something. Don't let 50 throw dirt on your name. But Eminem stayed silent. He didn't tweet. He didn't post. He didn't call 50. He just sat in his home studio in Detroit, headphones on, staring at the screen. One of his team members burst in. "M, you seeing this? He's going live on you in front of the world." Eminem's hands were clenched so hard his knuckles turned white. He took a deep breath. "I protected him," he muttered. "I defended him. I stuck my neck out when everyone told me not to. And this is how he repays me?" His friend spoke carefully. "You know 50. He's prideful, emotional. He doesn't think before." "I don't care," M snapped, voice filled with pain more than anger. "There's a line you don't cross." He crossed it. His friend hesitated. "What you gonna do?" He crossed it. His friend hesitated. "What you gonna do?" Eminem looked up. "I'm done talking." He stood, walked to the mic, and hit record. Eminem writing when he's angry? That's dangerous. He started pouring his emotions into a verse. No hook, no structure, just straight venomous honesty. Not a diss track aimed at 50's career, but at his loyalty, his character, their brotherhood. Every line cut deeper than any punchline. I put food on your plate, you want to starve me for fame? You forgot who caught the bullets when they mentioned your name. You a mogul now? Cool, but you ain't too big to bleed. I made you a legend. Don't make me make you a memory. When Dre heard it, his eyes widened. You dropping this? Eminem didn't blink. If he wants it public, I'll make it public. Dre quickly stepped forward. Calm down. This is different. This ain't Ja Rule, this ain't a rap battle, this is family. Eminem's jaw flexed. He stopped acting like family a long time ago. Dre knew he had to intervene now or it would be too late. He grabbed his phone. I'm calling 50. We're ending this today. 50 answered on the second ring, voice annoyed. Yo. Dre went straight to the point. What the hell are you doing? 50 sighed. Dre, stay out of this. No, Dre said firmly. You went online and accused M of sabotaging you. Because he did. 50 snapped. He out here telling people I'm disloyal, blocking my play. Who told you that? Dre interrupted silence. Who? Dre demanded. 50 hesitated. Tone. What? Dre laughed. Tone? That vulture been trying to turn y'all against each other for years. 50 frowned. What you mean? Dre's voice dropped. You think he cares about you? He's mad because Chris Lighty loved you and not him. He's been waiting for the chance to control you. 50's expression changed. He's playing you, Fifth, Dre continued. And you let him. 50 clenched his teeth. Nah. Tone wouldn't. Think, man. Dre snapped. Ever since you linked with him, your relationship with M got worse. Why you think that is? 50 opened his mouth, but he had no answer. For the first time, doubt started creeping in. Meanwhile, Tone was already watching everything burn and smiling because he had a bigger plan. He wasn't trying to just separate them. He wanted 50 to sign a massive new deal under his management, a deal that would give Tone millions in control. And if that meant destroying 50's relationship with Eminem, so be it, once I got him away from Shady. He's all mine, Tone said to an associate. And then, he'll make me the most powerful exec in hip-hop. But what Tone didn't know? Someone was listening. Someone 50 trusted. Someone who recorded everything, and that audio was about to expose the entire scheme. Back in Detroit, Eminem was pacing like a lion. I don't even recognize him anymore, he muttered. He used to be real. Now he's just Hollywood. His manager tried to calm him. Maybe you guys just need space. M shook his head. I'm done with space. I'm done with chances. I'm done. He walked over to his computer and opened a document titled Final Statement. What's that? His manager asked. My announcement, M said. I'm officially cutting ties with 50 Cent. No more collaborations. No more business. No more appearances, it's over. His manager's eyes went wide. Have you thought this through? Eminem didn't hesitate. I have, for months. He typed the first sentence. There comes a point when loyalty becomes blindness. But before he could finish, his phone buzzed. A message from 50 Cent. 2 words, we need to talk. Eminem froze. His heart pounded. He stared at the screen for a full minute. His manager leaned in. What's it say? Eminem swallowed hard. He wants to talk. Are you gonna respond? Eminem hesitated, then locked the phone. Not yet. Because he didn't know that the truth was about to come out. That everything he thought was about to be flipped on its head. And that someone had recorded the puppet master. The betrayal wasn't what it seemed. And once the recording surfaced, everything would change. For better or for worse. The message from 50 Cent, we need to talk, sat unread on Eminem's phone like a ticking bomb. M paced back and forth in his studio, wrestling with his thoughts. Part of him wanted closure. Another part wanted nothing to do with 50 ever again. His hands hovered over the screen. But he didn't reply. Just hear him out, his manager urged. Eminem shook his head. It's too late. He went public. He disrespected me in front of the world. Silence. Then M said the words no one ever thought he'd say. I should have never signed him. Boom, even his manager froze. You don't mean that. Eminem looked away. I don't know what I mean anymore. Meanwhile, in New York, 50 Cent wasn't his usual confident self. For the first time in a long time, he felt uneasy. He stared at the screen, rereading the message he sent. No reply rubbed his face. Damn. Then, knock knock. His longtime friend and G-Unit member, Lloyd Banks, walked in. Ayo, we got a situation. 50 glanced up. What now? Banks pulled out his phone. You gotta hear this. He hit play, a voice recording crackled through the speaker. Tone's voice. Tone. Once I get 50 away from Shady, he'll do anything I want. He thinks he's calling the shots, but I'm the one controlling him. And when the new deal goes through, I'm taking majority control of everything. 50's eyes widened. What the hell is this? Banks looked serious. One of Tone's guys sent it to me. He said he couldn't watch him snake you like this. Tone, in the recording. As long as 50 beefs with Eminem, he has no safety net. No Dre, no Shady, no protection. He'll be desperate. And desperate means obedient. 50 clenched his fists. His blood boiled. He was using me? Banks nodded. Bro, he been using you. Tone, still talking. When I'm done, I'll be the power behind the throne. 50 won't even realize I replaced Eminem in his life. Click. Silence. 50 stood there. Speechless. Anger, shock, betrayal, and worst of all, guilt, he whispered. I pushed away the one person who actually cared. For a snake? Banks nodded slowly. Yeah. 50 grabbed his jacket. Where are you going? Banks asked. To fix this, 50 growled. Before I lose the only real brother I ever had. On the other side of the country, Dr. Dre was already on the phone making moves. He got Tone's recording too? He forwarded it to Eminem. Marshall, before you say anything, press play. Eminem hesitated, then hit play. As Tone's voice filled the room, Eminem's expression changed from confusion to disbelief to pure rage. He manipulated. Everything, Em muttered, shaking. He turned me against 50. He turned 50 against me. He planned this. Dre nodded. Tone knew if y'all separated, he could control 50, divide and conquer. Eminem's mind raced. Every missed call. Every misunderstanding. Every rumor. Every fight. It all made sense now. He created the conflict. Em whispered. And we fell for it. Dre spoke firmly. So what are you gonna do? Eminem stared at the ground, then stood up. I'm going to look my brother in the eye and see if there's anything left to save. 50 landed in Detroit that night. No security entourage. No PR team, no cameras. Just him, alone, hood up, walking into the Shady Records building. The receptionist's jaw dropped. Is Marshall expecting you? 50 shook his head. No, but I'm not leaving until he sees me. Word spread through the building like wildfire. 50 Cent is here. Eminem was in his studio when his manager rushed in. You need to come to the lobby. Why? It's him? Eminem froze, his heart pounded. He walked through the halls silently. Every step felt heavier than the last. When he reached the lobby, 50 was standing there. No ego, no swagger. Just raw tension between two men who built an empire and nearly destroyed it. For a moment, neither spoke. Then 50 stepped forward. Before you say anything, listen. He pulled out his phone and played the recording. Eminem's eyes stayed locked on 50's face as Tone's words filled the room. But this time, instead of anger, he saw something else in 50's eyes. Regret, pain, sincerity. The recording ended. Silence. 50 spoke softly. He played me, Em. He made me think you were against me. And I was too damn prideful to question it. I should have come to you. I should have trusted you. Eminem didn't reply. 50 continued, voice cracking just slightly. You've been more loyal to me than anybody in this industry. You saved my life. Not just my career, my life. And I let someone turn me against you. He took a deep breath. I was wrong. Eminem's jaw tightened. His voice was low. You hurt me. 50 nodded. I know. You went on live, Em said. You told the world I was trying to ruin you. I was angry at the wrong person, 50 admitted. But that's on me. I take full responsibility. No excuses. Eminem's eyes were cold. You almost made me hate you, 50's voice broke. I almost lost the only real family I had. A long, heavy silence. Then 50 said the hardest words of his life. I'm sorry. Not the sarcastic my bad. Not the ego-driven if I offended you. A real apology. From the heart, Eminem looked at him for a long time, searching his face, his eyes, his soul. Finally, he exhaled. You know what hurts the most? Em said quietly. I would have done anything for you. And I thought you knew that. 50 swallowed. I do now. Eminem's eyes softened, just a little. You should have called me, Em said. 50 nodded. I know. Another pause. Then Eminem said the words that shocked 50. I was about to drop a track ending you. 50 blinked. Word? Eminem nodded. It was done. 50 forced a small smile. Was it fire? Eminem smirked. Of course. For the first time in months. They both laughed. Not fully. Not comfortably. But enough. Because underneath the pain, the trust, the loyalty, the brotherhood was still there, just buried. 50 stepped forward. We good? Eminem hesitated, then he extended his hand. Not all the way, Em said. But this is a start. 50 took his hand and pulled him into a hug. A real one. No cameras, no crowd. Just two brothers fixing what the world thought was broken forever. Later that night, they sat with Dre in the studio. Drinking, talking, venting, rebuilding. Dre smirked. Y'all almost ruined hip-hop over miscommunication. 50 shook his head. Over ego. Eminem nodded. Over pride. Dre raised his glass. Over period. They all laughed. But then Eminem said something important. This ain't over. 50 looked confused. What you mean? Eminem leaned forward. Tone tried to destroy us. Imagine how many others he's done this to. We're not just gonna walk away. 50 smirked. You thinking what I'm thinking? Eminem grinned. It's time we remind the industry who runs this. 50 nodded. Shady aftermath, G Unit. Dre added, forever. They clinked glasses. The trio was back. But this time, stronger than ever. Because now, nothing and no one would ever come between them again. Or so they thought. Because as the world celebrated their reunion, a new threat was rising, and this one was even more personal. And just like that, one of the most dangerous moments in hip-hop history ended with a truth bomb that almost shattered everything, but somehow saved it. When Tone's manipulations were exposed, the entire industry froze. Fans were shocked. Blogs exploded. People started asking, how many times has someone tried to break Eminem and 50 apart behind the scenes? Eminem stood there, not as the superstar, but as a brother who almost lost someone he helped build an empire with. 50 stood there, realizing loyalty isn't just about money, music, or fame. It's about who you ride for when nobody's watching. They didn't hug it out instantly. It wasn't some fairy tale ending. They still had scars. They still had trust to rebuild. But for the first time in a long time, they actually talked. They remembered the studio nights, the battles, the victories. They remembered why they started this journey together in the first place. But let's be real, the danger isn't gone. The industry is full of snakes. People are still trying to push them apart. The media loves to twist their words. Old enemies are waiting for a crack in the armor. And 50? He's unpredictable. Eminem? He's protective. So the real question is, could this happen again? Will their brotherhood survive the next betrayal? Or one day, will Eminem finally walk away for good? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this story isn't over. Not by a long shot. If you're still here, you are a real one. Now it's your turn. Do you think Eminem and 50 Cent will stay loyal forever? Or is another war coming? Hit like if you love this duo. Subscribe for more insane hip-hop drama. And drop a comment with your thoughts. Because the next chapter might be even crazier. Even crazier.